Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens, to another How to Play and Review here on the channel. Today, we are going to be reviewing one of the games that was sent to me from Stuff by Bez, and its sister game, which is basically the same rules, so we'll just kind of talk about one of them and then any differences with the other one. And that game is a game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your radishes. Yes, all of that is the title. This is how the game's going to look when you get started. You scatter all of the cards face down, and you're going to count to 3, and then you're going to start grabbing cards. The object of the game is you are trying to grab as many cards as possible without having 2 of the same attributes in a row. So say you grab this one with your first one, you're holding it in your stack. There's no specification in the rules whether it has to be a face up or face down stack. So you can kind of make it more difficult. If you want to keep it face down, you have to remember. Or if you want to keep it face up, then you can kind of see it. So let's say you draw this one next. You wouldn't be able to put this one in front because they have the same number of eyes. And they also have the same number of hands, I guess. No, maybe that's 3 hands. I'm not sure. But so they wouldn't be able to have the same number of eyes. So you'd have to throw that one face down. You're going to keep drawing cards and either putting them into your stack or throwing them face down. So this one also has the same number of eyes, so you can't have them next to each other. And here's a radish. If you draw this radish, then you can put that in front of any creature. That doesn't matter what the characteristics of the radish are. They can go in front of any creature, and that kind of separates it from the next creature. It's fine to have more than one radish in your stack, but if you have 2 in a row, you're going to lose. And if you have 5 total or more, you're going to lose at the end. So this game is going to continue essentially in the same way, building up your stack until all players are done, which I interpret as all the players decide to stop grabbing cards. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pass your stack to the next player to your left, and they're going to examine your stack and see if you have any of the characteristics next to each other. So if you were to pass this stack here to your left, and they look at it, they're like, oh, these 2 have the same number of eyes here, so you would lose with this stack. So the one who has the most cards in their stack and has not hit one of the lose conditions, which is 2 radishes in a row, 5 total radishes, or any 2 creatures that have any attributes in common. That's how you decide the winner. It's just that simple. The other version of this game that we also received was the same game except with beetroots instead of radishes. And this one has slightly different artwork. So this is kind of more line artwork here instead of the colored in scribble art that the other one is. And that's really the only difference. The rules are exactly the same. And in this you have beetroots instead of radishes. Beetroots and radishes look very similar, but these are beetroots and those are radishes. So there's no real difference here. And the name is the same name except with beetroots instead of radishes. Now that you know how to play the game, I'm going to give you my final thoughts. This is a super simple and easy game to play and teach. It doesn't take up very much space. The box is small. It easily fits in your backpack or your pocket or anything like that to take wherever you want. And that's always something that I'm looking for. My biggest complaint is probably the box. I really don't like the type of box that this comes in. It always gets damaged or bent. Whenever you take them out, it's kind of hard to get in and out without bending the flaps. But I understand this is probably a cost thing, and a lot of game companies will start off making boxes like this because it's a lot cheaper to make these, but it's not my favorite type of box, but I certainly can understand that. And in the grand scheme of things, I guess it's not that big of a gripe. Another issue that I have is I have difficulty determining some of the features here. So like this one looks like it has 2 hands that are holding the sword, and then it has another one sticking out here. So does that mean it has 3? But then it has a shield. So does that mean it has 4? So it's kind of hard to sometimes determine which features we're trying to look at and determine what we're comparing it to. So it's a lot easier when playing the other version of this game, which is the line art one. It's a lot easier to determine that. All the features they stand out a lot more. These are all the beetroots, of course. So not the best example, but they stand out a lot more because it's just that easy line work. And I like that version better, even though I do understand that, artistic expression, we might want some color and some interesting art. That's certainly more interesting art, but this is just a little bit easier from a functional standpoint. One other thing I'd hope for in future versions of this game is more specificity in the rulebook, like explaining if the stack is supposed to be face up or face down, and explaining a little bit better what each player being done means. If that just means they are done grabbing cards, like they don't want to grab any more cards and they think that they have the most, or that they can't grab any more cards, like what specifically that means. It's also super budget friendly. It's going to go for about $10 on wide release, which is my understanding. And I can easily spend $10 on a game like this. It's simple, easy to take around to places. It's fun in the moment, and it might not be the most replayable game in the world, but for $10, what are you expecting? We're going to have all the relevant links down in the description regarding the game and all the information that we have. I'd also ask that you like the video if you like it. Comment down below. Have you checked out any games like this? Do you have any games by Stuff by Bez, this company here? They're really cool. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content going forward, and ring that bell so you know what's up. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Hi, Tisha Valenza, aka Poison Ivy, and you've just been watching King's Entertainment Reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.